Today we're going to tackle which sports card grading company grades the toughest, which one grades the easiest. Stick around. Hello, sports card collectors, investors, all of my collectibles friends. How is everybody doing today? I hope it has been an amazing day for you. We're cranking through the week. We are almost there. Guys, if you are new here to the channel, we come out with 5, 6, 7 sports card related videos, collectibles videos with a little bit of a finance twist every single week. So make sure that you are subscribed. Also connect with me on Instagram at The Personal Finance Dad. And if you're on Twitter, The Personal Finance Dad. All right, one of our favorite websites for sports card related data, gemrate.com, dropped a gem, if you will. Personal Finance Dad jokes. Some all-time grading history stats. And some of these you're really going to be shocked. I was shocked. I was shocked when I saw this. And so I definitely wanted to share it with you. Again, gemrate.com is a good spot to find this stuff. So definitely check them out. Let's dig into this thing. The number of all-time graded cards, PSA at 37.9 million. And this is going back to 1991, 1992, I believe is when they started out. BGS has 8.3 million. I don't have when BGS started. Maybe 2000, 2001. Correct me. Actually, let me know in the comments if you know when BGS got started, but I believe it was the early 2000s. And then SGC, 3.5 million cards in total. And SGC's been around a long time too, 20 plus years, 25 plus years, long time companies. So these are really kind of the OGs, the top 3 companies in our space. Now, out of all of these numbers, which one has the highest gem rate? So which one gets the highest gem? If we're talking about that for PSA, we're talking about a PSA 10. For BGS, it would be a BGS 9.5. That wouldn't be the black label, the BGS 10. We're talking about a BGS 9.5 gem rate. And then for SGC, it's an SGC 10. All right, for PSA, the gem rate is 25%. For BGS, it is 38% historically, all time. And for SGC, it's only 10%, only 10% gem rate through SGC. So the toughest grade all time, of course, there is some nuance to this. There's lots of nuance to this, guys. So there's going to be a lot of like little pockets where, you know, there's going to be different grades for different things. But if we're just looking at compiling all the data, we're throwing it in a bucket and we're looking at it, that is what it comes to. And so it's showing SGC at 10%, PSA 25%, and BGS, the highest percentage to get a gem rate card at 38%. And when I look at, the company that's done the most is PSA by far at 37.9 million cards. 7.76 million cards were done in 2021. And then that was about double the output, according to gem rate, as to what it was in 2020. So if we're looking at, another 3.5 million or so, 4 million, you're talking about 12 million cards, about 12 million cards that were graded by PSA in 20 and 21. Think about that for a second. That means that about a third of the cards that PSA as a company has graded as a whole historically happened in 2 years. 2020 and 2021 was a third of all of their business. That is incredible. And then, of course, 2022 is not going to look a whole lot different because of the massive backlog. Can you imagine? Some of you might be thinking, 25% is pretty low for a gem rate for PSA, but think about all the vintage cards as well, though. We're not just talking about modern and ultra modern. Think about all the vintage cards, all the rare inserts, all the things that are tough, all the foil and all the things that are not easy 10s, so to speak. Think of all that stuff. And it's still, I feel like 25% is still pretty good considering that you have vintage cards don't get 10s. Like none of them do. Like none of the vintage cards get 10s. And so that actually makes me wonder, what is the gem rate on ultra modern stuff? And that's probably very, very high, extremely high, for it to be 25%. And again, I know you're probably thinking 25% is not very high, but what's the ultra modern average gem rate over the last 3 years? Is it 80%? I don't know. I just thought that number was really, really wild. I'm a big fan of SGC 10s. I buy SGC 10s and even SGC 9.5s because the price point on an SGC 9.5 is nothing compared to a PSA 9 or a PSA 10. It's not in the same ballpark usually. Sometimes, of course, depending on the card, if it's a scarce card, it's a rare insert, it's a rare rookie card, etc. But, for the most part, SGC 9.5s and 10s are huge, huge discounts. And then, of course, you've got BGS stuff as well. Everyone always talks about kind of that BGS 9.5 comparative to to a PSA 10, but man, 38% of BGS's 8.3 million cards have been gems. That seems high to me all time. All time, that just seems really high. And again, it makes me wonder kind of what percentage of these BGS cards are vintage. Probably not as much as, what we're seeing. I think they've got a much higher number if I'm thinking about it. I have to believe that most of BGS's business is from the year, 2000 up to now. I have to believe that. I could be wrong. Of course, I don't have any data. This is speculation now, but man, 38% gem rate, you can't have loads and loads of vintage and it'd be 38%. But we all know, look, I mean, the PSA set registry for vintage, a lot of PSA cards, vintage cards and PSA holders. And the same goes for SGC. There's SGC as well. Gem rate also has an estimated revenue number, which I think is kind of funny because it always probably lights people on fire that are like, I've been waiting a year for my cards and they made $240 million. What the heck? Those selfish, greedy people. It's just a business, guys. It's in a boom time. And look, don't forget how much Nat Turner and his group paid for PSA as well. What was it, $1 billion or something? 900 million or whatever it was? A lot of money. So they need to make money. They probably ran these numbers and were like, okay, I think we're probably okay. But I don't know. I was a little bit shocked by this data. What are your thoughts? And I know this is a huge debate in the hobby as to which one is the tougher grade, PSA, BGS, or SGC. Everybody's got their favorite, so there's not really a right or a wrong answer, but I always like to hear from you all kind of your tastes. And again, it's not always just about the grade itself as well. I mean, I know people have a preference towards certain companies for a variety of different reasons. Even the case, even as simple as just like people like that thick BGS case, or they like the SGC Tux, or they just like PSA's brand name or whatever, they like that case, whatever. Let me know in the comments, guys. Have an amazing rest of your day. Stay healthy, stay awesome, and I will talk to you again later.